Hey guys, I guess I was live. My bad. I cut it off before I could see myself, but it wasn't telling me that I was live. So I just wanted to make sure I was on here with you guys. So sorry for cutting you guys off, but I'm back. And all right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I couldn't see, so anyway, welcome back to Sip with Joy. I am your host, Joy M. Hutton, and I'm glad to be back with you guys on another Monday. Let me know you're in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure all is well on my end. And yeah, I don't know what happened, guys, but I am here. So glad to be back again. And we're back for another show, guys. Today is Monday. Thank you again for joining. And this show is about a girl, her wine, and her feelings. And I am that girl. So today, guys, I am drinking a glass of Rioja. And a fun fact about me, the Rioja is from Spain. A fun fact about me is that I actually studied abroad in Spain for a year. And so I think I might have shared that with you guys. But when I lived in Spain, I found out about so many different wines. My dad had introduced me to wine, but when I lived there, I found out a lot about wine because we had wine with our dinner every night and I stayed with the family. Hey Rhonda, hey Elsie. So yeah, I am drinking a Rioja from Spain, and as always, I'll tell you more about this on the sip of the day. I'm going to take a quick sip and we're going to get into our topic. But yeah, I love Spanish wines. Rioja is one of them. Tempranillo. If you're familiar with cava, that is another good Spanish wine. It's the bubbly. So yeah, that is what I'm drinking. So stay tuned for more about that. All right, so today's episode is called Thank You Next. And one, I heard the song by Ariana Grande on the radio last week, and so that kind of prompted me to continue the conversation of viewer's question that I had last week. And so that question was, when do you know that you're ready to move on after heartbreak? So the song Thank You Next, if you've ever listened to it, she's talked about lessons from her exes and how, she's not going to say bad things about them. They've taught her different lessons, and and then she discovered that the person she really needs to be focusing on was herself. She needs to focus on that self-love. So it's a really good song, and I heard it while I was driving last week, and I was like, sometimes you need that reminder. And I've learned over the years not to use the language that someone was wasting my time if it didn't work out, although there are people that are just set up to just waste your time. They ready to waste your time. And Lydia and I always joke about that. We just, you ready to waste my time. But there are, it just doesn't work out sometimes. Hey, Robin. Hey, mommy. And so, but what I've realized is it's not necessarily a waste of time, but it is that that person may have been what or who you needed at the time. So it's kind of shifting my mindset about how I look at things now in terms of dating. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yes, you have heartbreak, but what can you gain from that particular situation? What are some of the lessons that you can learn? I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said that when you're moving into a new situation or relationship with someone, make sure that you are vetting them before there's an emotional attachment. Because we go from one person to the next, and sometimes we're so anxious to be in that relationship. Excuse me. We're so anxious to be in that relationship that excuse me, that we don't take the time to properly vet that person. Man, my allergies are killing me, and y'all don't need to hear all that coughing in the microphone. But taking the time to properly vet them before you have an emotional attachment. And really, that's asking the hard questions. Because at that point, especially at this age, we know what we want. But sometimes we get so caught up in the moment that we are like, you know what? I'm going to skip these questions. I'm just going to get right into it. And then we're in a situation where we're like, oh, shoot, this didn't work out because XYZ. I didn't ask those questions. So, he also said that before moving on to carry the same confidence that you carry in business. And he was talking to me, and this might be a message for somebody else, but he was saying, carry the same confidence that you carry in business in your relationships. And I had to sit with that. I had to sit with that. Thank you, Dr. Moore. She said drinking some hot tea instead of drinking this wine. Yes, I had my tea too. I should have my tea and my wine over here. He was like, drink you some hot tea. So, but sitting in that, I had to sit in that because sometimes it's like, okay, I'm about my business. I know how I want to move in business and how I want to do things, but it's carrying that same confidence into relationships and walking like you deserve a good man, and he will come. And that's what he told me, and I was like, okay, all right, that was Dr. Tart. Thank you for that message if you're listening. But I really had to sit with that because sometimes, we are so defeated after we've been in a relationship and we blame ourselves when a situation doesn't work out. And then we fail to recognize in that moment that we've been made to maybe feel like we're crazy, like we're imagining things, or we're simply being gaslit by that person. So we have to step back and take a moment and reflect on those things because it may not always be you. Now, it might be you, but it may not always be you, and don't make yourself feel like it's you in that situation. But when I was listening to him talk about that, I was like, you know what? You're right. I deserve what I want. I deserve what I asked for, and I've been intentional in moving through this space of dating, and so having that same confidence. And I think, again, I remember when I got out of my divorce, my confidence was shot. I talked a little bit about this last week, but my confidence was shot, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I'm cut out for marriage. I was blaming myself. I was ashamed, but then when I had an opportunity to sit back and reflect on the things that happened in that marriage, I was like, okay, it wasn't all on me. It takes two to tango, as they say. So taking time to sit and reflect on the things that have happened in whatever relationship. It may not be a marriage, maybe a friendship. But I think taking time to sit back and think about, okay, why didn't it work? And, sometimes our eyes need to be wide open and not necessarily blinded by someone who simply looks good on paper. We start thinking of that person as like the perfect partner, and then they switch things up on you real quick, and you're like, oh, not so perfect anymore. And it's like, what happened? And I tell my friends and my family, I'm like, listen, y'all be asking me about these men, and I told you some of these guys be on a 14-day or 30-day trial, so I can't get too excited. And, but I also am not in the mindset that there aren't good guys, because I've met a lot of good guys, but they just may not be for me at that moment. We are not aligned in a number of different ways. And I know that with each guy that I meet, they are getting me one step closer to the one that's supposed to be for me. And I think he's close, y'all. I really think he's close. Next year, I'm going to pop up on y'all Issa Rae style, married with a baby. So I believe that he's out there. Lydia said that I attract Mr. Nice Guy, and then they turned out to be complete assholes. There might be some truth to that. And I told her, well, maybe I just need a reformed drug dealer, like Ghost from Power. Now, I don't want the killings and all that stuff. I need him to be reformed. See, Ghost was trying to do right, and he kept getting sucked back into the light. Not somebody that's sucked back into the light, but just right there on the cusp of, I'm changing my life. I'm coming to Jesus. So I think, I might need me somebody that been in them streets. And it's, it's now just, I want to be on that straight and narrow path. Because, you have these people out here just, wrapped up in a bow, and then they turn out to be totally different. So let's see. My mom said many years ago in earlier relationships, I also wondered if I was the issue. After reflecting, it wasn't all me. Exactly. LC said, I'll take ghosts. Listen, I'll take ghosts any day. Okay. So, but it's also just when we look at guys, when we look, or women, because women be out here with the personas and the images too. But I don't want a guy who can act however they want, but expect you to be the ideal partner. It's like a guy, pushing you away when he is afraid of commitment. And then it's like, if you're not ready, just say that. They make you seem like the problem and try to find every little thing wrong with you when they're really afraid of commitment, or their pride or their ego is getting in the way, and they don't want to talk about it. They just shut down, and then it's like one little thing and you're just like out the door. But it's really like, if you weren't ready for a commitment, just say that. But some people are just ready to waste your time, as me and Lydia say. So anyway, so thinking about people that are ready to waste your time, I don't know if you all heard about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson breaking up, which honestly, it's not a surprise to me, because she just got out of a divorce, and that was not the easiest of relationships to come out of. So how do you jump into another relationship? And I honestly, it's both parties here. Like, Pete, you knew she wasn't ready, and Kim knew she wasn't ready, and going into a situation like that. And so at first they were saying that it was because of scheduling and long distance. No, y'all made it work for almost a year. It's not that. And so then it came out that Kim said it was getting too serious, and that she just wanted to be single and date, and everything just happened too fast, and she just got a divorce. But you knew that. So it's like, when you know that, and that goes back to, when do you know when you're ready to be in a situation? She knew she wasn't ready. And even with being single and dating, you have to allow yourself time in between. And then if you're not ready, this man got tattoos of her on his chest, and the kids, stuff that represents her kids, but you weren't ready to be serious. You posting this man on Instagram. You're like, it's just, again, it's the dysfunction for me. And you dragging this man along. And again, excuse me, hold on. Woo. Y'all don't want to hear that. Again. I know Dr. Moore is going to get me. But again, it's the dysfunction for me. And I'm over here getting all excited too. Excuse me. So, jumping into another situation when you're not ready. And it's like, you have to be honest with where you are. I remember when I was dating, after my divorce, I told people I did not want a relationship at that time. I wasn't ready. And even coming off of the show, Ready to Love, I tell people I was in a position where I was grieving my sister, and that didn't mean I couldn't be in a relationship. And for the record, me and Jay were not ever together. We were dating. So I just wanted to say that too. So, but you have to be honest with where you are in your dating life. And so I think that, a lot of people, they lead people astray. They string people along, however you want to call it. So, cough drops, I know. I know y'all gonna get on me. But yeah, they lead people astray. And it's like, we have to be honest about where we are. So, with Kim, I just think that she led that man on, and then he knew she wasn't ready, but he he was like, why not? It's Kim Kardashian. And y'all, she pursued him. They kissed on a skit on Saturday Night Live. And then she was like, okay, I might want to try something different. It excited her. And then she called one of the producers to get his information. So it's like, come on now, you just ready to just touch the fire, and you know you're not ready. And this man is obviously really serious about you. So yeah, again, it's just not fair to the people who are involved if you're not ready, and you know you're not ready, and you just ready again to waste somebody's time. And then they also, one of the things that they also said, the source said that Kim was like, oh, the sparks faded. But nothing is going to be 100% new like the first day you met that person. When people, it's just, again, I think people are so obsessed with new and shiny objects that they're just like, again, when something is just the excitement starts to waver, or an argument happens or whatever, then they're just like, I'm out, I'm ready to be done. And I think Lydia was telling me earlier that I think Pete proposed to Kim before they broke up, and that's too soon. Like, come on, Pete, the woman just got out of a divorce with Kanye. Like, that was not an easy situation. But when a man is ready, he's ready. She was not. So, but it's like you got with somebody who's not. So what did you expect? So, again, sometimes we set our own selves up for failure. And we get into situations, we settle. Sometimes we settle for who's not right for us. Or we force it because we don't want to be alone, or we think we should be in that relationship because it's like, oh, maybe I should just try and be with a nice guy. That's not always the answer. I know when I was dating, again, post-divorce, excuse me, guys. I was dating post-divorce, and people were like, well, you should give this guy a chance. And I'm like, maybe not. I'm like, he's not really my type or whatever. And I know my type is all over the place. I am struggling with this cough today. Anyway, so sometimes you just have to, again, take a step back. You know what you want. You know where you are in your journey. And you have to be honest with yourself. All right? Let's see. Robin said, good advice. Be honest in your dating life and be intentional in dating. State what you want up front, and if it aligns, then great. One of the biggest issues in relationships is honesty. It's like a snatch and grab moment. Take it while they can. Yes. Robin, that was my mama. Robin said, sometimes we think we can change people to want what we want, but that never works. Yes, absolutely. And it's not always the case. We're forcing, what do they call it, a square peg into a round hole. It's not always the case, and we have to stop doing that. Like, sometimes we have to take a step back and wonder, why are we forcing that situation? And again, going back to when it's time to move on, you have to be okay with being by yourself. Because sometimes it is about not wanting to be alone. And it's like, look, I'm good with or without you. It did take me a while to get to that point, because when you're, when you're especially coming out of a divorce, it's you wondering, like, is it me? Then maybe you just want that companionship. Or if you're going through a hard situation, when I was grieving, there were times where I was like, am I just hanging out with this guy because, I don't want to be at home alone crying or whatever, So I had to take a step back and think about those things too, because I was letting unwelcome energy in. And that is a no-no. Because my energy is important, and you have to set those boundaries. Because people will take everything you got. So but being honest, you know what you like and should have. You shouldn't have to make it work. Exactly, it should just work. But I found that sometimes, again, when people, especially when people are looking for an out, you start noticing things in their behavior. They're making excuses. Everything you do is wrong. It's like, listen, if you don't want to be in this situation, just say that. Just get out. But people, again, it goes back to, why are you holding on to a situation? It's because you think you should, because you don't want to be alone, And it's like, I don't have time to be somebody's uh, escape. I want you to be with me because you want to be with me. So, yeah, the journey is, whew, the dating journey is real, and even in being in a relationship, it takes work. And I swear, y'all, I don't know what it is with people these days, but it's like they do not want to put in the work. But again, that's not the person for me, because the person that ends up with me, we're gonna both be committed to doing that work. So yeah, I think, yeah, when I heard that song last week, I was like, thank you. Next, it's about you at the end of the day. Do you love yourself? So loving yourself and making sure that you are in a space to move on is what matters. All right. Portia, don't give up, boo. It's still good men out there. Don't give up. And then I think what Robin was saying earlier about being upfront about what you want. It's like, be honest about your expectations. I've been in so many situations, y'all, where I'm like, why couldn't you just be honest? I feel like I've always been honest about where I am in my particular journey. Like, am I in a space to be in a relationship? Probably not. I need some time. Whatever the case may be, just be honest. Like, things will be so much better if people were honest. But a lot of people don't want to face that. They don't want to face themselves. They don't want to face you and your reaction to the issue. And so they're not honest. And then another thing is, a lot of times when we get in relationships, and women are really guilty of this, is neglecting our own needs. One of the things that my friend, he asked me, he said, are you putting your needs first? Because, or are you putting the needs of the other person first? And I have to admit that I'm definitely guilty of putting other people's needs before mine, helping them with their business, helping with their emotional needs. Y'all saw me on Ready to Love. I'm over here trying to help Edwin, asking him about his PTSD. I'm just nurturing like that. I love pouring into people, but I also Woo! Oh man, y'all. I should have some water over here. I didn't start doing all this coughing until I was talking. Woo! Okay. Woo! I'm over here tearing up. It's because I'm getting too excited. I know, Portia, hot toddy. Woo! Oh, God. Oh, man. This is terrible. Okay. We're going to get through this, and then I'm going to go and take care of my cough. All right. So, anyway, I was saying, oh, y'all, I'm struggling over here. Give me a minute, y'all, because I got to get up, okay? I'm going to get some water. Okay, y'all, I'm glad I got on some drawers. That would be embarrassing if I didn't have on any pants, guys. I would have forgot altogether. So, anyway, so I was saying that, what was I saying, y'all? Help me out. Oh, thank you so much, Portia. Okay, I was talking about, I don't even know what I was saying. I got my water though. I'm over here sweating and carrying on, coughing. Okay. Woo! The woes of doing a live, and this is not edited, so but that's what it's all about. Okay, putting myself out here. All right, drink some wine. I got my water. I had to get up and get the water because the wine, the tannins in my throat, too dry. Okay, so I was saying that. Did I drop my anyway, putting the needs before others. I'm out here trying to save lives and stuff, trying to help people with their businesses, their skin, you know, all types of things, you know, their emotional needs. And in the interim, I'm neglecting my own needs. And so I have had to take a step back and think about, okay, why am I doing that? Yes, I'm a nurturer, but I also have to put joy first. What does joy need? Joy doesn't have her card. I think I dropped it. But anyway, what does joy need at the end of the day? So I've had to think about that and yeah, put my needs first. And I think when you do that, you start thinking about how you approach relationships as well, because you go into it saying, all right, what do I need? What do I need from this person? What do I need from myself in this moment? Am I being kind to myself? So thinking about that, guys. So before moving on, we got to do the work to on ourselves, you know, independent of others, because it's all about the growth and what we are bringing to it all. Okay? So anyway, I'm gonna open it up to callers right quick. I know I ain't throwing things totally off, y'all. I'm getting up just all in the camera. Okay, anybody want to call? I'm gonna put the number up. If you have any thoughts on the topic, 713-396-0277. Any callers? Y'all gonna call and talk to me today? Somebody called earlier before the show started. I don't know if they were testing out my number or if they really wanted to talk to me. But callers, I'm here. Call me. Okay, let's see. LC said, I think men particularly don't want to tell a woman they didn't want to be serious or monogamous. They only want a cuddle buddy. Exactly. But if you want a cuddle buddy, I might want the same thing. You never know. So I think we just have to be honest. So not think, we have to be honest. If you just want a cuddle buddy, say that. I might want one too. Hey Tiffany, she said, I am totally like that and have definitely felt a way when I didn't have the same pouring into to me and my needs. I decided that I can't do scales being unbalanced anymore. Yes. Swans Travel. Hey Sharon, a lot of people don't know themselves well enough to even express their needs. You better say that again. That's absolutely true. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, on this journey of growth, you got to know yourself. You got to love yourself. And you have to tap into your own needs. Because we out here trying to be this and that for everybody else. What about yourself? You know? But that's good. They don't know themselves well enough. All right. Okay. Say that then. Okay. Anybody calling? 713-396-0277. Y'all, Joy, get up off of here and go get some water. I got my water, though. I'm ready to talk to y'all. I got it. I am ready. Okay. We not gonna call? Okay. Let me see. I think we had some questions on the Instagram. So let me see here what the questions were. Since y'all not gonna call me today. Okay, we had 2 questions. Ooh, what's my dream vacation spot? Ooh, you know, I love to travel and have been to a number of different countries. Ooh, we got a caller, y'all. Hello. Hi, who's calling? Hey, Elsie. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Yes, I'm out here struggling. I'm like, I set myself all the way up. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Hold on one second, Elsie. Hold on one second, cause they cannot hear you. Hmm. Okay, let me see here, guys. Ugh. Why is this doing this? Okay, go ahead now, Elsie. We're gonna do this way.
Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I was just saying that I think both ways that husbands should also make sure that their spouses are taken care of. And it may not be cooking and cleaning and all of that, although if you want to do that, we appreciate it.
Right.
But being there for me emotionally, supporting my dreams of what I want to do, just that emotional support, making me feel like I am a priority for you, that I don't have to worry about you out here in these streets doing God knows what with God knows
Mhm.
who. But
Right.
just being there, like I think it should be a 50-50 thing. And women need to stop putting men first and forgetting about what you want and need. Like when you get into a relationship or when you first start dating, I know sometimes women, we're not even honest with what it is that we really want or expect in a relationship. You know, we're so busy trying to just get into a relationship that we're not being honest with the man. Like if he says he doesn't want kids, you might say, well, I don't really want them either, but you do.
Right.
So you should not be lying, trying to please him just so he can get with you. Because why are you selling yourself short? Why are you denying what you really want just to get with this man? And if things don't even work, what if things don't even work out with him? Now you've wasted time with someone who doesn't want kids when you should have just been honest,
Mm.
and you probably could have gotten with someone who wants kids.
Yes, exactly. It's like, why are you wasting my time? You know, and
Right.
excuse me, my thing is, you knew where I stood from the beginning, especially if you were
Right.
open. Excuse me, especially if you were open from the beginning. You know, you knew,
Exactly.
like, I've met guys like that. Like, I've told them, listen, I want to be married, I want to have kids, and then it's like we get in, emotions are involved, and we've had a conversation about this, and then later they're like, oh, you know what, I've decided I don't want kids. What?
Right.
Like, but that's what Dr. Chart was saying earlier. Vet these people thoroughly before you are emotionally attached. Because when you become
Exactly.
emotionally attached, then it's hard
It
to,
sure is.
yeah, it's hard to sever that
Walk
tie.
away.
Yes. And then you're in a
It's
situation.
harder to walk away.
Exactly. And then you're in a situation where you feel stuck. You can't get out of the relationship
Right.
because you feel like you should stay, you should settle or whatever. And it's like, but you already know that this person is not going to meet your needs. So, but when that emotional attachment is there, it's hard to sever that. But when
It is.
you go in and you're vetting before you're emotionally attached, then you can walk away differently before it even gets there.
It's a lot. What they say, once you give up your heart, you're going to give up your. Once you give up your part, you're going to give up your heart.
Right,
And
right, right.
once you give up your heart, it's a lot. It's a whole lot harder to walk away from someone when your heart is involved, because the heart wants, the heart wants. But
Yes.
if you're not, you don't have that attachment, that intimate connection. You can think with your brain instead of your heart, and realize what it is that you want and don't want, and you can leave and not be bitter or angry. We can be friends possibly.
Yes.
You just know what you want, and you're not it. I'm sorry, we can be cool, but
Yeah.
you're not what I want, and I may not be what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for calling in. That was so good.
Thank you, Joy.
All right.
Talk to you again.
I know. I know. Talk to you later.
All right, take care. Take care of
Okay.
that sinus cold.
I am. Thank you.
All righty, bye bye.
Bye bye. I don't know why technology won't let me be great today, why this cough won't let me be great. Hey, London. Yes, hey, Renee. But yeah, so, but yeah, all of that is so true. Like, just be honest up front. I am, and it's like, it's so frustrating because, again, when you lead with emotions, and I have definitely, I am a big sap. I am a hopeless romantic. And oftentimes I lead with emotions, but I have started to operate differently when dating now. And it's not all that, not all that. It's more recent than anything because I've had to learn this. Because I was like, man, I'm putting myself out there and I keep just getting burned just one after another, and I'm like, this is frustrating, and it's like I'm opening myself up to the possibilities of this being a situation that could be long term. Meanwhile, you got a person over here that has a whole other set of expectations or motives. So I have exactly what Dr. Hart was telling me, like, okay, we need to vet this ninja right here because before I go all in. And you start to see things like people, they'll flip the script on you real quick. So, okay. Oh, I was getting to the questions. So, dream vacation spot. So, I was saying that I travel a lot. And one of the places that I really want to go back to is Italy. I've been to Rome and Milan and Venice, but I want to go back to Tuscany and do the Amalfi Coast and have me a chef in a villa with some great Italian wine and Italian food. Ugh, I just want to go back. And there are so many other places, but that is one spot I would love to go back to. Um, let's see. Got another question. What's your favorite wine? And tell us how you first found it. One of my favorite wines is Pinotage, and I've talked about that before. Pinotage wine, and it is one of my favorites. It's a red wine that's native to South Africa, and actually one of my ex-boyfriends recommended that. He brought me some Pinotage back when he went to South Africa a long time ago, and I have fallen in love with that since. So, thank you, Carlisle, for that. But yes, he turned me on to Pinotage. It's so good, and a lot of times it's blended with 4 or 5 grape varietals. It's amazing. All right, okay, guys. So again, we gotta be honest. It's for men and women because obviously Kim was not honest with Pete that she thought he was gonna be a fling, and then she got this man putting himself out there, and she was not on the same page. She was wrong, and I just, yeah, we can't have people out here like that. There are people who will match exactly what you want in a relationship. And as my good friend Lydia says, match my energy or leave me the F alone. I'm like, for real, because there's somebody that wants exactly what you want. Y'all can play games together. Don't do it with my time. But again, I think like Sharon said earlier, a lot of the times people don't even know who they are. And so they can't be honest. They are not capable of being honest with you about what they need or even what they want. So, yeah, that's the topic, y'all. And I'm going to get my act together over here. Thank you for bearing with me and my cough. It is not COVID. I did test. I'm out here living safe in these streets. I don't want the COVID. I don't want the monkeypox. I'm right here in my living room, okay? Not out here in these streets like that. Well, I did go and make some candles yesterday, but I'm just in intimate environments. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love y'all so much. And I will see you all back here next Monday. Mwah, bye.